Howdy folks, it's Barry here from My Virgin Kitchen. It's Christmas time, it's that time of year, everyone's like coming together, families and all that stuff. Today we've got an alternative turkey recipe for you. It's turkey and roasted squash curry. Give this a go, it'll rock your socks. So first up, we have got a butternut squash that's already been peeled, and I've cubed it just into relatively even sizes. Whack it into a roasting tray so they're not all going to be piled on top. But first of all, we're going to coat it. So we're going to get some olive oil, almost like sun lotion on a beach. Get it up and down there. Good quality extra virgin olive oil if you can. So get your hands in there, all nice and coated. Get it all over. It's going to help it roast quicker and give it a real nice colour. So now we'll give it a good old season of anything you like really. So we've got some ground black pepper going straight on here. Quite a generous amount of salt, around about 2 teaspoons worth. Get it all nice on there. And an added bonus where you can add any extra seasoning you want, but as we're making a curry, I'm going to go for some ground cumin. So around about a heaped teaspoon, just sort of evenly scattered along there. Now you can get your hands in again, but for this step, what I'm going to do, it's the most important step was getting the oil on there. I'm going to grab a wooden spoon and again, just stir, get that seasoning all coated over. I'm going to roast it for approximately 20 minutes. At halfway through, about the 10-minute stage, give it a little shaky, just like that, to get it evenly coloured. So let's slam it in there right now. Okay, so while it's in the oven roasting, you could just sit and relax if you want, but we're going to move on. We're going to make our turkey meatballs. So we've got some turkey mince right here. Get it into a mixing bowl, boom, like so. We'll give it a cheeky seasoning again. So again, some more ground black pepper, about a teaspoon of that, and about a teaspoon of salt, optional again. And here we've got our curry paste. We're actually using half of the total amount of our curry paste today, but this is about a tablespoon going in first of all. And again, this is a very hands-on recipe. Okay, so in we go. Start to get it all in there. It's going to stain the meat. I'm going to break it all the way down, get the seasoning, the salt and pepper is in there just as much as the curry paste. So there we go then guys, I know it's looking a little bit like a brain, but it is stained in that curry flavouring. If you've got any turkey left over after your Christmas dinner, what you could do is shred it up and actually stain it in the korma paste again and save cooking it, obviously because it's already cooked, and simmering it up at the stage we'll get to later on once we cook the meatballs. Good times. But anyhow, what we're going to do is make our meatballs. We're going to pull off around about a golf ball size and just roll it up. You want to sit it down on some baking parchment like that until you've made all of them. And remember, if you're going to give this recipe a go, check out the link below for the full description and ingredients and method, all that stuff, so you can have a go and send us your pictures at Scoff Food. Right, so that is my last meatball done. I'm going to give my hands a little bit of a wash. I have got a pan here, just starting to get some heat underneath it. So we're going to add some oil in there and we're going to start to cook up our meatballs. So around about a tablespoon of olive oil in there just initially. Right, so what I'm going to do is start to place in the meatballs. What we're going to do is, before getting it too hot, it's going to warm up with the oil, these meatballs, otherwise they might not cook the middle of them. We want to try and get as much cooking as we can. Again, I'm going to have to wash my hands, folks, but it's all good. It'll be all right. We're just going to stick it all in there. Keep moving them around. Just want to brown those outside edges. It's going to smell amazing as well with that curry powder on there. So this is what I was talking about, guys, really getting the outside colour on the edges of our meatballs. It will really make that difference later on. Don't worry about the middles, you don't need to worry about them being cooked through. We'll get that later on. So what we're going to do is take this off the heat and just push these meatballs carefully onto some kitchen towel. What we want to do is just sort of drain them off on there, just let them sit there. And with that residual oil that's in there, push your onions straight in. Just like so. In goes your curry paste, korma. These onions only take about 3 or 4 minutes just to get them initially stained and starting to soften. We'll add in our garlic now. Boom, garlic clove, all nice and thinly sliced in there. Again, let that get nice and stained. Only 1 or 2 minutes more, and then we'll bring it all together. All right, so the garlic's in there now. Let's add in, first of all, our chicken stock. In that goes like so. Tin of chopped tomatoes, the godsend to any recipe really. So, so good. The whole tin in there, like that. Some mango chutney here. In goes 2 tablespoons of this. I'm just going to shaky. Shimmy if you want to. The reindeer's eyes. Trying to get them to move. I don't know. And then we're also going to add in just about 100 millilitres of the water just to get us going. Give it a good stir through. If you want to, you can give it a good seasoning. But remember, we've added quite a lot already and it really does smell so authentic right now. Fantastic, so our squash has had a good 20 minutes, it's all nice and roasted and like charred on the edges, loving it, all softened already, but we're gonna get it right in here right now. But let's start off by getting the meatballs straight in here. You can see it's got a lovely simmer on there. Just drop them in like so, woo! And then we're gonna carefully push in our squash. So I can already smell that amazing cumin flavor on our squash. All we're going to do is just push it all in again, let it get it all sat in there. We're going to whack a lid on, so it's going to keep simmering, but we really want those flavors to work through. About 10 minutes with the lid on the simmer, and then we'll take it off to really thicken up that sauce. So this is the point, as I said, guys, instead of using the meatballs, you could put in your cooked turkey meat, so get it right in there, get all those flavors working around it. Okay then folks, so we've given it a good 10 minutes to simmer down with the lid off, and as you can see, it's nice and thickened up. You could keep going to your liking, you know, if you really wanted to get it right nice and thick, but we want a little bit of moisture in there. So the last thing we're gonna do for about 2 minutes is grab some freshly chopped coriander, get that in there for a nice bit of color. Reserve some for presentation once you're serving it up. We'll stir this through. Fantastic, so we've got our rice ready, we've got some naans and some freshly chopped coriander, so let's just get straight in there, a good old scoop serving on the side of the plate. Make sure you dig right down, get all that sauce with the tomato in there too. It smells absolutely amazing. So I'm just gonna load it all up there. So you've got a nice bit of rice, nice bit of curry, in fact it's a good old man-sized portion right there. And again, just a little bit extra of coriander because most of it's wilted in there, right all over the top. Give this recipe a go, guys. Merry Christmas, see you next time.